storm has broken suddenly over Collinwood, and sanctuary has been sought and found in the old house beyond the woods. But a deeper, safer sanctuary has also been found. The sanctuary of the past, far and safe from present threats, where even the landscape of dreams is free of thunder and of storms. And a serenity the present can never know pervades the gentle air, or so it seems.
Left for the day. He said I should make sure I gave you some breakfast or at least some coffee.
Thank you, Willie, but I've got to hurry. I didn't mean to sleep this late.
Did you sleep all right?
Beautifully.
I mean, nothing disturbed you during the night?
Of course not. What are you talking about?
Yeah, nothing.
Did you expect me to see ghosts?
No.
Well, I must say I expected to, sleeping in Josette's room.
Well, I mean, you didn't see or hear anything?
No. Why do you keep asking?
No reason. I just wanted to make sure you had a good night.
I had a wonderful night. Willie, it's hard for me to believe that you're really this concerned.
I guess I'm not.
Well then, come to think of it.
Yeah?
For a moment, I did have a feeling as though someone were in the room.
What happened?
Nothing. I wasn't afraid. Of course, it was only a dream, that's why.
Yeah, sure.
Or was it?
What do you mean?
Willie, I know you've changed a lot, but...
You think it was me?
Was it?
Well, no, I swear I wasn't anywhere near that room.
Are you sure?
Oh, I wouldn't do anything like that. Well, I even offered to take you home last night, remember?
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't hurt you. You gotta believe that. I wouldn't want anyone to hurt you. Anyone. You gotta believe that, too. Now, you do believe it, don't you?
All right, Willie. I believe it. There's nothing to get so upset about. Nobody's gonna hurt me. As a matter of fact, when I was in Josette's room, I felt safer than I ever have in my life.
Yes, I know I said I'd see you this morning, but it's impossible.
May I ask why?
Well, I'd rather not discuss it. I'm disturbed, very disturbed.
Of course, if it's none of my business.
You must have heard the dreadful things that have been happening around Collinsport lately.
Oh, you mean about Maggie Evans?
Obviously, there's a madman on the loose.
Oh, has something new happened?
I don't know.
But you think maybe something had?
Miss Winters, the girl you met the other day, didn't sleep in her room last night. She seems to have disappeared.
You think that maniac...
Oh, no, that can't be it.
Good morning. Hello, Miss Hoffman.
Vicky, thank heavens, what happened?
Well, I was down in the old house when the storm broke, so I stayed there.
Oh, I've been half out of my mind with worry.
I'm terribly sorry. I meant to get back much before this.
But you're safe, that's all that matters.
Why wouldn't I be?
Vicky, you know there's a madman on the loose around here somewhere.
I guess I'd forgotten.
How could you? You know what happened to Maggie Evans.
I don't know how I could have forgotten, and I'm very sorry that I frightened you. But you have to admit that I was a lot safer down there with Mr. Collins to protect me than if I'd tried to get back here in the storm.
Oh, yes, of course. If I'd known you were with Barnabas, I wouldn't have worried at all.
But with no phone, there was no way of reaching you. I truly am sorry.
Oh, it's all right. And thank heavens you were with Barnabas. I'd like to cooperate, Miss Hoffman, but I'm really a very busy woman.
Well, it wouldn't take any of your time.
And if you needed any help, perhaps I could...
I'm sorry, but it's out of the question.
Mrs. Stoddard, may I speak frankly?
If you're hoping to change my mind, I'm afraid it's of no use.
I'm sure there's a lot in the Collins family history that you'd prefer remain private.
Well, isn't that almost true of any family?
Of course. But most families can escape continuing attention. The Collins family cannot.
Well, whether we can or can't, it's hardly something I want to encourage.
Well, it's something you can neither encourage nor discourage. The public's interested. More than that, they're fascinated.
Why can't they just leave us alone?
Because it's the Collins family. They're going to create legends and myths.
Well, then let them. But I'm not going to supply the material.
You'd be doing exactly the opposite if you let me work on my history.
I don't understand.
If people knew the truth, then they wouldn't make up their own versions of it.
Exactly.
I just don't believe in going over the past.
But there's so much in the past that's beautiful. It's not all ugliness and tragedy. Like
I know.
the story of Josette. Now, all that people know about her is the part about her death. But there's much more to it than that, so much more. She was a great lady, and people should know that.
Miss Winters is right.
And I'm sure there are other stories, too.
Don't forget, Mrs. Stoddard, this won't affect any living members of the family. My research ends with the last century.
Well, I really don't know.
Please, Mrs. Stoddard, it could be so exciting.
If I can persuade both you and Mr. Collins to cooperate...
You'll find that my brother has very little interest in the matter.
Oh, I don't mean your brother. I meant your cousin, Barnabas Collins.
Miss Hoffman, I mentioned it to him.
Oh? And what did he say?
Well, he's not as enthusiastic as I thought he'd be.
Because he feels the same way I do. The family history is nobody's business but our own.
If that is the way he feels, I hope I can change his mind, as I hope I can change yours.
Yes, you must talk to him.
I intend to. I thought I'd go as soon as I left here.
Well, he's going away for the day, but Willie said he'd be back tonight. You could see him then.
Mr. Collins can cooperate if he wants to, but you'll have to forgive me if my decision is final.
But Mrs. Stoddard...
I'm sorry, Vicky. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm really very busy.
I understand.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I was so sure that she'd say yes.
Maybe she still will.
I doubt it.
Maybe you could talk to her.
I already have.
Maybe you could talk to her again.
Well...
I know everyone who specializes in something always thinks his or her work is of world-shattering importance. I can't help it. in this case. I think my work, my research is important. Very, very important. You have an interest in the past. Help me. Talk to Mrs. Stoddard and try to persuade her.
I don't know if I can.
Try. And remember, it's just possible my work may be as important as I think it is.
Family history that important?
It is to me. Who can tell? Maybe just as important someday to someone else. Maybe even more so.
I don't understand.
I suppose I'm exaggerating. But then again, maybe I'm not.
But Vicky, I don't know why this is so important to you.
I don't know really why it is either. But the past is something that you've always thought of as ugly, something that should be kept secret. I think it's beautiful, and I think it should be shared.
Aren't you being romantic again?
Perhaps I am. But last night, when I stayed in Josette's room, it was like actually entering into the past. And everything was so peaceful and so calm and so quiet, so wonderfully quiet.
Well, you know that's hardly true of Josette.
Yes. Mrs. Stoddard, why am I getting so caught up in all this?
Of course you realize that if Miss Hoffman does do the research on the family history, it would all be very detached and unromantic.
Yes, I know that.
Maybe that's exactly what you need.
What do you mean?
Well, you've been letting yourself be carried away lately by the romance of what's past. Maybe it would do you good to look at it in a very cold and objective way.
Do you mean that you're thinking about changing your mind?
Maybe you should find out for yourself just how unromantic it really was.
I'd never think that. But I'd love to work with Miss Hoffman.
All right, then. Why don't you?
Do you mean it?
Tell Miss Hoffman she has my permission to go ahead, and I will cooperate after all.
Oh, thank you.
I'm doing this for you, Vicky. And I'm not so sure you're going to thank me when it's all over.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, up until now, the past has been sort of a dream for you. Now it might become a reality, killing the dream. Has anyone ever thanked anyone for the death of a dream?
Oh, I thought I'd let you know the other day when you came with Miss Winters that visitors aren't welcome.
I'm not a visitor, and I'm not interested in being welcome. I came to see Mr. Collins.
You can't.
Why not?
He doesn't want to see you.
Then I prefer that he tell me himself.
He can't. He isn't here.
Then I'll wait.
He won't be back for a long time.
Just how long, precisely?
I don't know.
I'm in no hurry.
You can't stay here.
Mr. Collins has done a remarkable job with this house. He must have made a very thorough study of the period to know so many details.
Oh, please, Mr. Collins won't like it when he finds you here.
Miss Winters tells me that you did a good deal of the work. Did Mr. Collins refer to any drawings of the house?
No.
Then what were his references? They must have been very exact.
What do you want to know for?
I told you I'm interested in the history. This house is part of it.
Well, he had old pictures.
I thought you said he didn't.
He did.
There was no need to lie. If there was, I can't imagine what the reason could be. I only wanted to know where Mr. Collins could learn so much about the original condition of the house. It's almost as though he had seen it at the time. I'm a perfect perfectly trustworthy person. You don't have to wait with me. I won't walk off with anything.
I have strict orders from Mr. Collins that no strangers are allowed in here.
I'll explain to Mr. Collins that I'm responsible. Please, please try not to be so nervous.
I'm not nervous.
You look absolutely terrified. Is Mr. Collins really that difficult?
Oh, will you stop asking questions?
Well, if he is so difficult, why do you work for him?
Perhaps because he wants to. Or perhaps I'm not difficult at all.
I told her no visitors were allowed.
Not rudely, I hope. You must be Miss Hoffman.
Yes, how do you do?
That will be all, Willie. Thank you.
Oh, I promised him I'd take full blame for being here. Visitors apparently make him very anxious.
You must forgive Willie. He's a very strange man, but I found him to be a loyal and valuable servant.
You know, of course, why I'm here.
According to Miss Winters, you're doing research on my family and would like access to my library.
Yes, and to any personal knowledge that you might have, if you don't mind.
Well, it isn't a matter of minding, Miss Hoffman. And I certainly feel that your project is extremely interesting.
Oh, then I can count on your cooperation.
I'm afraid not.
Oh? If you think it's interesting.
But my opinion in this case does not affect my decision. And my decision is no,
May I ask why?
if you like. But I don't feel particularly obliged to give you an answer.
I see.
But I do thank you for your interest in my family.
Now, you, of course, are from England.
Oh, I see you've been told my history.
Oh, very slightly. But I would like to know...
Please, Miss Hoffman, I'd prefer not encouraging you any further by answering even your slightest question. I don't mean to sound abrupt, but it would be senseless for me to start something that I have no intention of continuing.
I understand, but perhaps you'll change your mind.
I assure you I will not.
But a man with your interest in the past, sure.
Prefers to keep his interest to himself.
You didn't let me finish. I have done some research of my own. I might know something about your family that you might find extremely informative.
I doubt it.
How can you be so sure?
Well, I can't, but I can be disinterested.
About your family history? Oh, no one who lives in this house could be disinterested.
Well, perhaps then my disinterest is limited to what you might contribute.
Are you sure it would be so negligible?
Not necessarily, but the price I would have to pay is too high.
It'd be a fair exchange. Is that too high a price?
Oh, come now, Miss Hoffman. That's not possibly fair. Whatever you may know, I certainly know much more than you do.
Do you? Well, let me know if you change your mind. You might find it extremely interesting. Goodbye, Mr. Collins. I hope I'll see you again soon.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.